Good morning, YouTube. We are back at it again. I am recording these. I'm going to start recording just some quick matches that I played in the practice rooms with the deck that I'm slowly trying to evolve. Basically utilizing what free time I can have and putting out videos, trying to get you guys some content for the deck that I'm trying to evolve. That I think actually has a little bit of legs. Still needs work, but hey, someone's got to do it. This is what the deck is right now. We'll do a quick deck tech, and then we'll look at a first game matchup. This is what I'm calling Underworld, or Waste Not Underworld Breach, whatever you want to call it. Waste Not, everyone should know what it is. I'm not going to get into those little details. I'm going to make these videos kind of short, easy to watch. And then Underworld Breach is our new ad. And I tried playing some leagues the other day, which are in YouTube if you want to check those out as well. They were okay. They didn't go well. And so I wanted to get back to the deck, really look at it, see what we can change up. And this is what I've come to so far. So lands are pretty generic. Our utility lands are, well, utility lands are non-normal lands are Barren Moors for cycling, well, which is super important in this. Our one Dak Moor salvage, very useful. This allows us to do things where we can Raven's Crime them to death, you know. It just makes things, it gives us an alternate way of attacking, but also fills our graveyard up when we're starting to go off with Breach. You know, we cast an Inquiry, we're able to dredge it in there, things like that. And then our one of Gaia Reach Sanitarium. This card is always a boss, just about whenever we draw it. It's only bad sometimes when you have the colorless mana, but in this shell it works even better because we're running chromatic spheres and chromatic stars, which allow us to filter that mana into the colors we need. The other key to the deck is Locket of Yesterdays. This says spells you cast cost one less for each card with the same name in your graveyard. Each doesn't matter too much in this scenario, but if we have a Manamorphose in the graveyard and we go to cast a Manamorphose, it'll only cost one red or green, so we're netting a mana. Same concept as Ritual. It's just like normal Storm in a sense, where we just make the reducer pretty cool. But it works for all spells, not just instant or sorceries. So I can make our Waste Not cast one black, our Breach cost one red, so on and so forth. Going to the board, simple enough. Ravenous Traps, Alpine Moons, Dreadbores, Dragon Claws, Sweltering Sun Shenanigans. This is just a thrown together board. I'm still kind of on a budget for it, so there could be better options, but this is what I got for now. And then I kind of didn't touch on it, but our kill conditions are Caress and Grape Shot and Lightning Bolt, which definitely counts as a kill condition. You can easily, in this type of a deck, Lightning Bolt them 5 times, 6 times, no issue, you know? So, but yeah, let's get into a quick match here. Let's see how I do this. So, I've been playing, let's see, here's today's date, 4-5. So we went 1-2, 1-2, 0-1, which I had to go do something. And then I switched the deck up. And then we went 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. Now, that's not necessarily to say I switched deck up. It could have just been the matchups, but we'll just go with what we got. We'll just do this one here, and then we'll move on to some other matches later. So, this is our first game. We are on the play. Oops. Alright, so we mulliganed our first hand. It doesn't have a go back button, which kind of sucks, but either way, we mulliganed our first hand. We decided to keep this. Not too bad. We have a Waste Not, we have a Breach. So now we just need some fuel, essentially. This is not knowing what we're up against. So we see Shivian Reef. I instantly think Storm. So we run it through, we just do some land, we get the Waste Not on turn 2. Opponent goes Opt. So we're really afraid of a Mana Dork, which he plays, but we got super lucky and drew into our Bolt off this Manamorphose. And that lets us kill that. We play our land, pass the turn. They basically do nothing that turn. We get a star. And at this point, we're just trying to, you know, filter through, trying to hit like an Inquiry or something like that. We don't hit it. Then we go next. Opponent does nothing again. They just filter trying to get their hit storm. They can have bad hands too. We fetch, we get a ritual, and then here I'm like, okay, it's storm, it's full hand. There's almost no way we're not gonna die next turn. That's my general thought with storm, because it's just what they do. So ritual for 3 mana, and that gives us breach. We still have a mana floating, a land to play, and 2 here. So we have a lot of mana to work with because this is turn 5. But we cast a ritual, and then we cast, I believe, a Metamorphose. Yep, so we cast the Morphose, and that gives us, we drew into a Burning Inquiry, and then from there, as you can assume, we cast that, and then we're able to go off from here. And we're able to go off from here. Oh yeah, we did dredge there with a Dakmor. We dredged it, so that just to help fill our graveyard, because we already have the Burning Inquiry and the Waste Knot, and we already have tons of mana. So we're able to just keep going. I'm going to filter this. I'm just going to run this one through here. Wish I knew what this button was, so we could just go through it. So we just keep casting Burning Inquiry over and over, and we're just filling our graveyard. We got a Crest out as the kill condition, and we just kill them with it. Quick and easy. I didn't want to run through all that. It's kind of a boring. When you're going off, it's a lot of just casting a card, exiling cards, casting a card, exiling cards, filtering mana, filtering, you know. So it's pretty simplistic in that sense. All you're trying to do is figure out what your quickest kill condition is going to be once you're going off. You know, and that was turn 5, and we had interactions, so I don't think that's awful. So then here we are going to game 2. We sideboarded in 3 Ravenous Traps and an Arachnos Charm. I took the charm out for now and I replaced it with some other stuff, but in this game it was pretty damn good. So we kept it in hand because we have Locket and lots of filter and a breach, which can just win us the game by itself sometimes. So, because if we just have a breach and Morphose is an inquiry, we're able to just keep filling our graveyard and keep pumping out mana. Especially when we're filtering, especially when we have the reducer of Locket. And we just kind of keep going. Opponent gets out. They don't do anything there. I assume they have Remand, but we just keep going. But then we see the Rakdos Charm, and so we keep that up. We Raven's Crime them. They got rid of an empty. So we just pass again. Again, we just have Rakdos Charm. We're not in a hurry until they do something, you know, threatening. So they try going off here. We put the Piff and the Ritual in the graveyard. Or sorry, we put the Piff and the Metamorphose in the graveyard. So that way they can keep going. They keep going. They have 1 card. They have 2 cards in hand now. Lots of mana, and they go to cast their Piff. And so we obviously Rakdos Charm them. They play out a few things. They message us. We were talking this whole time. They're pretty cool dudes. And we're running it through. We have an inquiry, so we're like, all right. We kept a Dream Salvage, and then we draw all of this. I believe I just cast these because they're free. And then we get the Waste Knot. And then we Raven's Crime them. He gives us a zombie. And now they're down to 1 hand, so we're not really in a threatening spot. We Raven's Crime their last card just in case it is like a Remand or something like that, just so we don't have to play around it. We hit the Inquiry. So we just cast the Underworld Breach. This right here was a mistake. This way you have to pay attention with Lock It Out. This only cost 1 red, and I did a black and a red, and I cast it. So we're stuck with a black mana, which could have been red. Doesn't affect this in this scenario, but definitely something to watch out for. Okay, yeah, then we just keep going, and it happens just as you think. We just keep storming out. I'll just push this button, let them fast forward through it. We get 2 Waste Knots out, because then that really just sets us up for, you know, we Grape Shot them twice. And that's the deck. You know, that was just a kind of a convenient matchup. Worked out pretty well. Not too bad. We had some interactions, helped out a lot, but just enough interaction. We're not full on interaction. We could put in like Inquisitions or Thoughtseizes and more bolts and all that, but that'll really dilute the deck, in my opinion, since we have so many ways to filter to those things. But yeah, so that's where we're at right now. As you can see, again, here's the deck list. I took out the Rakdos Charm for now. Probably could end up back in there, but I think the traps are fine enough. That charm just, you know, that Rakdos Charm could have been Ravenous Trap and we would have been just as good. But I think this is going pretty well. We'll keep running it through. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you have any suggestions, thoughts, anything we can mess with or try, let me know, and I'll let you know what we have tried. But yeah, I look forward to hear from you guys. Let me know. Follow me. You know, everywhere, all my socials will be there. Hit me up if you have questions, anything about Wasteland or anything like that. Let me know, and I'll do what I can. I hope to catch you guys on the next one. Thanks. Bye.